Welcome back to the Sunday special. Today's episode is today's I can't get it right at all. Today we're reading No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai and illustrated by Junji Ito. This is Toad, episode number 9, or chain number 9, or whatever. You know what? I'm going to give up and let's just go. Oh, Neko. So, Hikori, please contact each branch. Right, I will. Hikori, you've been a rather terrible comrade, but still you're better than some. The lowest of the low is out there. Some people really are human garbage. Is that supposed to be a compliment, Matagi? Harsh as always, I see. But it's true, some could be called human garbage. For instance, in the newspaper recently. The Kamakura lover suicide? How dreadful that only the woman died. But it's strange. She was alone in the water. Odd, don't you think? I'm assuming the man kicked her off their perch. He kicked her to save himself. I know some men are like that. Impossible brutes like that couldn't possibly exist. No, such men do actually exist. But that doesn't matter. I'll be on my way now. Make sure you send the message, Hikori. Sure. Whap! What are you grinning about? The pain was strangely sweet, almost numbing. Human garbage. For some reason, Neko Matagi's words echoed pleasingly in my mind. You, what a shock. Been forgiven by your father, have you? Not yet. Things will take care of themselves. What's the grin about? Let me give you a word of advice. Stop your foolishness right here and now. I've got business today anyway. I'm awfully busy these days. Business for the movement? Don't be stupid. I'm meeting with someone. Hey, what are you doing there? Don't tear that thread off that cushion. Excuse me, Mr. Hikori. Nanako is here from Shinome Publishing. Ah, Miss Nanako, I've been expecting you. Please, have a seat. I'm sorry, you have a guest. It's fine, please ignore him. I've got the magazine illustration right here. Masao, here you are. What have we here? You've made sweet bean soup. Terrific. 2 would have been enough. And this telegram's come. What is it then? Damn it! What have you been up to? It's a message from your guardian. Go back at once. Imagine a runaway and so smug, looking so smug. I am busy. I haven't the time to take you back myself. Where do you live? In Iboku. That's quite near my office. I'm Shinjuku, Nakao. My husband's passed away. I work at this magazine, but I live in an apartment in Kanji with my 5-year-old daughter. You look like someone who's had an unhappy childhood. If you've nowhere to go, if you'd like. I led for the first time a life of a kept man. Mister, get that? Sorry, Shigeko. I can't reach it. How about I draw you manga instead? Do it! Draw something! I want some money. How much? A lot. Love flies out the window when poverty comes in the door, they say, and it's true. Such a trite expression. I want to, but my drinks and cigarettes, I want to buy drinks and cigarettes with my own money. I'm a much better artist than Haruki. I wanted to show Shizuko the self-portrait from my school days, the masterpiece I had lost the masterpiece I had lost in one of my frequent changes of address. I wanted her to see that I could never paint again such a gem again. Are you really? You're adorable when you joke like that. Joke that way with a serious face. Manga, I mean. I'm sure I'm better than Naruki at manga, if nothing else. Yes, that's so. I've burst out laughing over those manga you're always drawing for Shigeko. Shigeko? Yeah. Would you like to draw for our magazine? I can easily ask the editor. Women lay eyes on you and they can't let you alone. You're always so timid. Sometimes you get terribly depressed. But that only makes a woman's heart itch all the more for you. I want to flee, run away. Help me. Set me free. Set me free. Set me free. Skirt. Apparently the manga series is Sakachi Pin-chan, Busy Miss Pin, by Sasuke Hiyase. Thanks to Shizuko's efforts, my manga began to produce a surprising amount of money. I bought liquor and cigarettes with the proceeds. I made plans to leave, but I was essentially dependent on Shizuko for everything. My anxiety and gloom grew ever greater. Daddy, let's play. Huh? All right. Daddy, why are you crying for? Oh, I just remembered my family when I was drawing Sakachi Pin-chan. One slight relief came from Shigeko. By now she was calling me Daddy with no show of hesitation. Daddy, is it true that God will grant you anything if you pray for it? Yes, I'm sure he'll grant you anything you want. But I don't suppose Daddy has a chance. Why haven't you a chance? Because I disobeyed my father. Shigeko, what would you like from God? Okay. I would like my real daddy back. I felt dizzy. An enemy. Here was another frightening grown-up who would intimidate me. I had been deluding myself with the belief that Shigeko at least was safe. I knew that from then on I would have to be timid even before that little girl. Set me free. Help me. Is the lady killer at home? Well, if it isn't Suzuku and Shigeko too. Your manga's getting quite popular, huh? There's no competing with amateurs. They're so foolhardy. They don't know when to be afraid. But don't get overconfident. Your composition's still not worth a damn. Don't say such things. You'll make me cry. If all you got is just enough talent to get along, sooner or later you'll betray yourself. Just enough talent to get along. Imagine saying I had just enough talent to get along. I really had to smile at that. You must stop fooling around with women. You've gone far enough. Society won't stand for more. What do you mean by society? What was the substance of this thing called society? Don't you mean yourself? Society won't stand for it. It's not society. You're the one who won't stand for it, right? If you do such a thing, society will make you suffer for it. It's not society, it's you, isn't it? Before you know it, you'll be ostracized by society. It's not society. You're going to do the ostracizing, aren't you? I had thought of society as something powerful, fierce, frightening. Show respect. But society is actually nothing more than an individual. Show society some respect. You put me in a cold sweat. By the way, Oba, sorry, but spare me 5 yen. Spare me 5 yen again. Wasn't society simply the individual? In which case, wasn't it something worth being fearful of? Daddy, let's play. I'm working. You still there, huh? And at this rate, you might stay there forever. I'm home. Goodness, drinks made you quite cheerful, Say, Shizeko, the more I look at you, the funnier your face seems. Did you know I get inspiration for my manga from looking at your face when you're asleep? What about you when you sleep? You look like an old man. It's your fault. You've drained me dry. Man's life was like a flowing river. Hurry to bed and stop making such a racket. Thud. And it started again the next day. with only the same rule as the one before, which was to avoid the great barbarian joys, otherwise, likewise the great sorrows. As a toad would bypass a stone which blocks its path. Verses by Guy Charles Cross. It is what I was. It was not a question of whether or not society tolerated me. I was an animal lover. I was an animal lower than a dog, lower than a cat. Hey, fuck you. Cats are better than dogs. A toad. I move sluggishly, that's all. The quantities of liquor I consumed gradually increased. I went drinking not only in Koenji, but as far as Ginza. At the bars, I acted the part of a buffoon, kissed women indiscriminately, and did anything as long as it was not in accord with accepted usage. Sometimes I spent the night out. Yo-chan, you're hopeless. You have a girlfriend in Konji. Who cares? I was hard-pressed for money, so I took Suzuko's clothes to a pawn shop and went drinking in Ginza 2 nights in a row away from home. By the evening of the 3rd day, I began to feel some compunctions about my behavior and returned to Suzuko's apartment. Why does he drink? It's not because he likes liquor. It's because he's too good. Do all good people drink? Not necessarily, but I'm sure Daddy will be surprised. Boing. Maybe he won't like it. Hurry, catch it. Just like Sakachan Pinch... Sakachi Pinchan. Yes, isn't it? They were happy, the 2 of them. I had been a fool to come between them. I might destroy them both if I were not careful. A good mother and child. God, if you're listening to the prayers of people like myself, grant them happiness. If you only hear me once in my whole life, this will be enough. Hear my prayer. Check. Snap. After that, I did not return to Suzuko's apartment. And that's where we end today. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll join us again next time.